Let me be the first to say congratulations on your purchase of the Miracle Box 2.0. You can finally start watching your favorite TV shows, your movies, your sports without having to pay that monthly bill. And as a matter of fact, now that you got this in your home, you can actually call your cable or satellite company and either reduce or cancel your bill for TV. Now, don't cancel the internet because you're going to need the internet in order to run this box. But this video today is going to be a step-by-step guide on how to get started and what you need in order to get this working. And trust me, the setup is really, really easy. So I'll show you how to do that when we return. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Now, you may have got your Miracle Box hooked up, and assuming that you hooked everything up correctly, we're going to show you how to set your box up. So when you turn your box on, you're going to see a More Power app or More Power animation, and that is the theme of the Miracle Box. It's the Miracle Box More Power Edition. And after this, you're going to see a cool little boot up animation. And once you see that, then you'll know that, this is the More Power Custom Edition. So it's a nice little animation that you can enjoy that will come on every time you turn the box on. Now, the first screen you'll see is a hello, welcome to the VIP V8. Click next to set up your TV box. We're going to set this box up in a very easy setup. Now, if you don't see this on your screen, don't panic. That means your device was already previously set up and none of these instructions you will have to follow. I'll let you know when you have to follow your set of instructions, but for now, if you don't see it, then don't worry. But if you do see this, follow every step that I show you verbatim to get set up. So here's what your remote is going to look like. It's going to be a remote with directional pad on it, and you'll have a blue OK button in the middle, and that will be to confirm any selection that you navigate to on this box. So you can move it up, down, left, right, as you please. So I'm going to hit next, and you're going to go to the screen to set up your language preferences. If you wanted to stay in English, just select English and hit next, and it'll take you to your screen. Now, the screen sizes may default at 100. Mine is a 46-inch TV, so 100 fits, but yours may be smaller. You may have a smaller TV. You can always reduce this size, and you'll see the black pieces of the screen around the edges, and what you want to do is have that fill in your screen. And if you need it to be bigger, you can always make it go bigger. So I'm going to bring it back to up to 100 because that is what my TV is on. Yours may be different, but mine is 100. Yours may be 96 or 95, but whatever selection fits, that's what you want to go with. You're going to hit next after you're satisfied with your selection. And it's going to bring you to select how you want to connect to your Wi-Fi or internet. Now, if you have Ethernet, you want to hit the Ethernet selection and check the box, and you simply want to plug the Ethernet cord into your box, and you would hit finish. But that's only if you have Ethernet and you want to connect via Ethernet. But if you don't and you have Wi-Fi, then select Wi-Fi. And for this example, I'm going to select Wi-Fi because that's what I have, and it's going to give you an option of networks. Now, let it refresh, and you're going to see your network that you're on for Wi-Fi show up. So mine is actually Dr. Money, and you'll see the locks beside it. That means it requires a password. Now, if you're at a hotel or somewhere open, you may see Wi-Fi like this, Xfinity Wi-Fi with no password. That means it's an open Wi-Fi and you can just connect straight onto it. But if you're at home, you're going to have a password. So click that. It's going to bring up a green enter screen, and you can select the box below if you want to show your password. But for this example, I'm not going to show mine. So hit OK, go to the green box, and a virtual keyboard will appear. Now, when that virtual keyboard is there, you're actually going to go and you're going to select the password to connect to your password secure Wi-Fi. So I'm going to do that right quick. And just make sure that if it requires all caps, you're selecting all caps, but whatever your password is, just make sure you type it in correctly. And I press the numbers key, but actually I'll show you you have numbers on your remote if your password does require numbers, and I'll show you that here. So there's numbers on your remote, so if you need to hit numbers, you can actually press it from your remote. You don't have to use a virtual keyboard just to get to numbers. It's actually on your remote, as you can see. Now I'm going to finish selecting my password here. I only got a few letters to go, and I'm going to lead you to the next steps to set this up. So it's here, I'm almost done, and we should be finished. Now once you're finished, then you want to go down to connect, and when you hit that button, you're going to hit finish. After, well, wait till it connects. You're going to see a confirmation. There's your confirmation, Wi-Fi connected. You want to wait till it says that, then you want to hit finish. So wait till it says connected, then hit finish, and boom, it's going to pop up a screen with a bunch of apps. Now you can select your home app. This will be how your home screen will look. You got a lot of options. You got Code Red, you got editable shortcuts, you got the More Power launcher, which is a good little launcher, and then you have the V8 launcher. Now each of these selections, we're going to do a separate video on this to show you how to customize your front screen, because again, this box is very, very customizable. You can make the settings around what you want, but for now we're going to choose the V8 launcher because that's the easiest, and you're going to see two selections, just once and always. But for this example, we're going to select always. You can always go back and change it, but select always to start out with the V8 launcher because that's the easiest one to use. So we're going to start with that, and there will be videos to show you otherwise. All right, now it's going to bring us to our app screen. Now once we're here on our app screen, you're going to see a few selections, and right now I'm on the online video, but just take a minute to look at the screen. And for those of you who have a box already set up, you may come to this screen first, and if that's the case, then you know there is a Kodi selection. That is what we're going to be using for our main media center, but do not go into it yet. Do not go into Kodi yet. This is not set up for the people who are setting this box up and following steps, so don't go into it yet. We have to do one little small step before we can do it. So go into all apps, and once you go into all apps, we're going to find an app called the More Power app, and I'm going to explain to you why we do it this way. So select More Power, and when selected, you're going to see the options: install Kodi, backup data, restore data, backup GUI, restore GUI, and update. Now the reason we're doing this is when you get your box, there may be some updates on the system. What we're going to do is we're going to download our interface onto your box, and the reason we're doing it this way is so you can get the latest, freshest updates that are on your box, because something may have changed between the time it's shipped from the warehouse to your house. So we want to make sure you got the best version of Kodi and the most recent and latest version of Kodi. And this is where you can actually go to actually restore any settings to your box. So we're going to choose an option called Restore Data, and when you press that, just click and wait. It's going to download, and we're going to simply wait on it, and it usually takes about 5 to 10 minutes, but for the purposes of this video, I'm going to fast forward that, and I'm going to let you know what you do next after this. You're going to see when it's done, and I'm going to show you that screen so you know that it's done, and you want to wait until you see this particular screen. So just hold tight, and we're going to show you this screen. Now it's called Kodi Data Successfully Restored. When you see that, you have now downloaded our interface, and you can go ahead on and you can click the OK button because it now loaded onto your box. Now from here, what you can do is you can actually go back into your Kodi, or you can turn your box off if you need to. But from here, you have Kodi loaded onto your box, and you'll be pretty much ready to go, and you got the latest and greatest updates. So from here, you can just back out using the U-turn arrow, or the arrow looks like a U, and you can go to your main screen. And if you want, you know, from here, you can actually turn your box off and do a hard reset, which I'm going to do right here. And what that does is that just kind of resets your Kodi and what you did. So we're going to turn it back on, and for those of you who have your box already set up, this is where you can actually follow the directions now, because this portion was already done and you can follow these directions. But for those of you who were setting it up, you're now ready to go into Kodi. So this portion of the video you can actually watch as well, but this is for people who already have their box set up, and I'm going to show you how to do a few things on here. So again, before you get into your box, you may want to adjust a few settings so you can have it kind of synced in with your time zone. So we're going to go to the settings menu and press OK. And for those of you who don't have it set up, you want to select your Wi-Fi here as well, or your Ethernet. So if you don't have, if you didn't have to set up your box, then you still need to connect to Wi-Fi. If you've already done it, then we're good. As you see, we already did it and we are connected. But for those of you who got a box, that's the only thing you have to do is connect to your Wi-Fi. And I'm going to go in to show you how to set your time. So you can either click the settings button to go into settings, or you can click OK. And what we're going to do is we're going to adjust the time so that it matches. So how do you adjust your time and date is you go down and you go to time and date and you click OK, and you're going to uncheck this box here. So I'm going to uncheck it and check it again, and that's going to kind of sync your time up. And then you're going to choose your time zone. So if you're in Eastern Standard Time or whatever time zone you're in, and forgive me for being a little blurry, you're going to select your time zone. For me, it's going to be Eastern Standard Time, and that is my time zone. And then when I get back into the box, I'm going to hit the back button, hit it again, and now you see the time is adjusted, and it's on your TV adjusted, but guess what? It also adjusted on your box. I'm going to show you that the time is the same on your box. So now the clock is adjusted to your time zone as well as your TV. So now you're all synced up and you're ready to go into Kodi. So everyone, regardless of how your box came, this is a portion where you can actually go into your main application, which is the interface that you installed. So you're going to click on the K and you're going to hit OK. And you're going to get the freshest version of Kodi. Give it a minute, let it load, and after it loads, you should see a screen that looks exactly like this. Now, if your screen doesn't look like this, then you did something wrong, or you didn't wait until the update finished. So make sure your screen looks like this. And as you see, the first thing you're going to see is the live TV option. We have categories for everything, which makes it easy to find. So if you want to go into live TV, a quick suggestion, I suggest you go into US TV, which you can actually select down and click OK. That is your best option for live TV. Some of the live TV channels don't have as many options or may not be connected, but that's your best option. Now, for those of you who want to search TV shows, go over to TV shows and simply click OK. And if you want, you can actually go through and you can find whatever TV show you want. You can do a search and you can type in the TV show you want, or you can do a people search and find the person who's connected to the show. Now for movies, you can actually do the same thing, and you can actually browse around in the movies. And ladies and gentlemen, for this portion, you are now in your Kodi and you can play around and select what you want to select. And this portion of how to get in and set up your box is done. And thank you so much.